All right, time for today's News Extra. 7:51, brought to you by First State Bank in Scottsbluff and Gering. Here again, Kevin Mooney.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Good morning, everybody. Pleased to have Bob Hessler here today, talking about his third annual Twin-City Roofing BBQ Cook-Off coming up August 25th out at the Scotts Bluff County Fairgrounds. And hard to believe this is the third year, but you've been real successful with this.
Well, we have been, and it's a good group of people that help us out, and the businesses that sponsor it. Greg Wilburn does a great amount of work behind the scenes that nobody sees, and then some other folks that step up during the event, the judges, and we've got probably 15 volunteers that step up to help once the event gets going.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. August 25th out at the fairgrounds. It's just $10 to get in the gate. You can get your tickets at Scottsbluff Screenprinting. But let's talk about all the barbecuing that goes on, because you've got a whole bunch of different categories, right?
We have this year we're adding salsa. We've had a lot of people say, "Why don't you do salsa?" So we're adding the salsa to it this year, and then we're doing the baked beans, which is sponsored by Kelly Bean, and then we're doing the pulled pork, the ribs, and the brisket. So we have quite a few different foods to taste that day.
And you got sponsors for each one. Salsa is sponsored by Budget Drain. You mentioned Kelly Bean on the baked beans, Medical Air Rescue on the pulled pork, B&C Steel on the ribs, and High Plains Budweiser on the briskets. You got a sponsor for each one, so you can win money in each one. Pretty good money for the entry fees. The entry fees are not that much, and the prize money is pretty good.
The entry fee is $60 to get in the ribs, $60 to the brisket, and $60 to the pulled pork. And the meat is sponsored. Adam Reed and Greg Wilburn, Adam Reed with the Rock Pile and Greg Wilburn with Wilburn's Transmission, cover the costs for all the meat. So the cookers don't have to pay for the meat.
Right.
So it's just their entry fee, which covers the minor things. The baked beans is $30 entry fee, and the salsa is a $20 entry fee. Now, first, second, and third is what we pay out. And first place gets $300.
Yeah, $300.
And then Platte Valley Companies this year stepped up as a major sponsor, and they're putting up a $500 bonus for overall champ of 4 categories of the brisket, the ribs, the beans, and the pulled pork. They have to be in all 4 categories to qualify for the $500 from Platte Valley Companies.
That's pretty good. So you could have a pretty good haul if you do good in all the meats, and you're the overall champion.
You make a good.
You can
weekend.
make some money.
You'll have fun cooking, drinking a beer, and making some cash.
That's the thing. Okay, this thing starts Friday
night.
Friday on the 24th, and you start kind of getting things set up. Right, the cookers.
Friday night, the cookers will come in. The meat will be in coolers with a number on it. They walk up, draw a chip, whatever number that is. That's their cooler. They don't get to pick their meat out, and then they take it and they start seasoning it, start trimming up the brisket, and it's their call of when they want to start cooking. Some guys will start cooking at midnight on Friday night and cook their brisket all day Saturday.
Yeah, just slow cook it all the way. Slow cook it all the way through.
And it's a great time. It's a lot of good camaraderie. The cookers work with each other, help each other. They all make a bunch of food, and you're not hungry by the time the gates open because everybody's feeding us.
Yeah, that's cool. And you got a beer garden.
Lana Hubbard runs the beer garden at the fairgrounds. She does a great job with us. Her and her staff take very good care of us up there at the fairgrounds. Last year, our proceeds went to the ceiling fans that are installed in Sanford Hall. Mm-hmm. Every year, we take the proceeds and give them to an organization, and last year we gave it to the fairgrounds to put those big fans in Sanford Hall.
They needed them.
Yeah,
no question. So we'll go to something else really good. When you go to the fairgrounds on the 25th, gates open to the public at 3. It's $10 to get in, and then you start sampling food for about 2 hours, starting at 4, right?
You start sampling the salsa. It's people's choice, so we give you tickets, and you vote on which salsa you like the best, and then the baked beans you liked, then the rib or the pulled pork, then the ribs, and then the brisket. And during the event, Donnie O and the Troublemakers, which is a very well-known upcoming band in this area, will be playing that day. And thanks to Medical Error Rescue, they are the sponsors for the band as well. So we're going to have some decent music being played during the cook-off.
All right. We'll talk more about how you can get in this and all that kind of stuff right after this.
Hey, Nebraska, Dave Ramsey here. When I get asked where you should keep your money, for me it's a no-brainer. Locally owned community banks like First State Bank in Scotts Bluff and Gering. They offer all the bells and whistles of the big banks, but with free checking that includes free e-statements, free online banking, and no-charge First mobile banking, free ATM transactions nationwide, and no monthly maintenance fees. First State Bank, Scotts Bluff and Gering. Member FDIC.
Once again on News Extra with Bob Hessler, the third annual Twin-City Roofing BBQ Cook-Off coming up August 25th, Scotts Bluff County Fairgrounds. You can get your tickets at Scottsbluff Screenprinting. They're just $10. You walk in the gate at 3, and then you are tasting salsa, baked beans, pulled pork, ribs, and brisket for 2 hours that day, 4 to 6 out at the Scotts Bluff County Fairgrounds. They got beer there for you so you can kind of water it down a little bit.
Add to the flavor of barbecue.
That's right. All right, so if you're interested in barbecuing here and you want to take part of this, no matter what, you don't have to be in all of them.
No.
You can be in any one.
Yes.
How do you do it?
They can either send an email to safetyline@gmail.com, and we will get them a registration form. They can call me at 631-0076, answer any questions that they have. We try to keep this pretty simple. We've had some people say, why don't you get it sanctioned? And, when you get it sanctioned, it takes the fun away. This was just a one night sitting around saying, hey, let's do a barbecue cook-off. And so that's what it is. The camaraderie, get a bunch of good guys, gals together, and cook.
Yeah.
And the judges decide it. Are they professional? No. But they like to eat and they like the taste, and so that's what it is. And again, this couldn't be done, Kevin, without our sponsors: Twin-City Roofing, Platte Valley Companies, Medical Error Rescue, Rockpile, Wilburn Transmission, Budget Drain, Hydrotex, Kelly Bean, Scottsbluff Screenprinting, B&C Steel, High Plains Budweiser, Lana Hubbard and the Fairgrounds, and then of course KNEB. They do quite a bit for us.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, man. This is a good deal, and I think you'll have a lot of fun if you're going to cook, or if you just want to be out there tasting. Put it on the calendar, August 25th, out at the Scotts Bluff County Fairgrounds, and it should be a lot of fun. Gates open at 3 o'clock. You can get your tickets at Scottsbluff Screenprinting, $10 or just at the gate.
Yes.
All right, bud. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.